soon scene?
I do have the music on the starting soon screen. And then,
Okay. It's just because I don't have that up. I'm listening to you, right?
yeah, exactly. And then I'm just going to go straight into the lab, and there we are. Hey, Cringy. Hey, Gingy. Hi, Dracula. Yeah, Dracula. Cringy is Dracula.
Oh. Hmm.
He had a little, with it, when he had his accident, he damaged his front teeth. And
Oh
he
no.
had to get them removed eventually, and he's getting replacements now. But right now he doesn't have any. So when he talks or anything like that, he's like, "Ah, Dracula."
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So let's start with the word of the day. We're going to define enigmatic. Never now. When we're talking about cults, it's a perfect word for cults. Enigmatic, pertaining to an enigma. Now, again, it's hard when you define a word by using the root word, and an
Yeah.
enigma is just something hard to describe or to explain. So, um,
Oh. Oh.
yeah, something hard to describe or explain is an enigma. Mysterious or defying description. That's what
That
enigmatic
could be
is.
very generic, right? Though.
It could be, yes, yes. And enigmatic is a term that is often used for cult leaders. They're very enigmatic. They're hard to define. Mysterious. They defy description, right? And that's why I use that word today, because I'm going, when I think of cults, that's the word I think of. So,
I know some people like that.
yeah.
I think we all know some people like.
Oh, probably.
I just don't know how to explain that person. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So I think everything is good. I'm just going to check here real quick. Yeah, looks like we're live where everything's good. I do want to try something out because you won't be able to hear it because you're listening to me. But technically, I should be able to hear it because I did a generic. Okay, and you know what? Honestly, we're just going to get straight into the product, and that's my product for today, right there. And I added sound alerts to our stream, so I'm hoping they work. Oh, it looks like they do. Low. I just had Jones barbecue and foot massage, and that's the feet sauce from Jones barbecue and foot massage. There's a song
And
called
I'm guessing you're going towards Jonestown on that, right?
No, no. Well, that's funny because I wasn't, but they could work. Yeah, because they were creepy. But
Well, I thought
there's
that's as
no
soon as I
there's
seen Jones, I thought that's what you were meaning.
there was actually a very cute commercial, like a parody commercial called Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage that came on, and then they started putting it to these popular songs, and it just kind of took. I found that one day, and I'm going, okay, I got to find everything I need to know about this because I'm obsessed at this point. So,
So it's real?
well, it's a fake advertisement for. It's a parody, like it's just somebody being funny, and I just grabbed on and kept going with it.
Oh, okay. You piggyback.
I piggybacked, yeah. I actually took some craft barbecue sauce, and I have a little printer that does pictures and labels, and I made a label because Gingy got Mrs. Doe a foot massager for Christmas. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so she puts it on, and she's on stream. She puts it on, and she's, oh, that feels so good. So I went and made a label for craft barbecue sauce that said Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. And I gave it to her. Well, here, you need the feet sauce for your Jones barbecue and foot massage. So it's just something it's very quiet. Sound alerts are very quiet on stream. I did that on purpose. I didn't want them to overwhelm. Let's see. Play another one,
So
Gingy.
everyone can hear the alerts?
What's that?
So everyone can hear the alerts?
Everyone except for you.
Yeah.
Play another one, Gingy, and I'll adjust it.
Sometimes something beautiful happens in this world. You don't know how to express yourself, so
How about Stephanie? Oh, that's
thing.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Let's go to 60. That should be good. How was that? Was that better? Now, this is the first time we've had stream sounds, which is weird because the only way you would be able to hear them is if you had earphones in and were listening to stream, and then you would get me and stream at the same time.
Okay.
So it would be interesting, but I mean, you can always check back. It's in the first few minutes, so you'll be able to hear the song that was playing. So
Right. Yeah. No, that's
okay. So yeah. So that's just a joke that has carried on with Gingy and Misha and Mrs. Doe and I for quite a while already. So I had to make that as a generic because we're not getting into it. But today is all about cults. And I said, want to join Bart's cult? Because yeah, Bart made a cult. Oops. And I booped you out of there. Sorry. That is the...
You know what? For what it's worth, I didn't feel a thing.
I'm going to need to move you over here and then put you back up there. And that way I can get to my... There we go. There we go. Now I can get to my cult and I can read what my cult's all about for y'all. So we're going to start off by something that prompted this was I found it funny was cults can be based on religion. More often than not, they have a religious background or component to it, right? So cults have a root in religion or spirituality, however you want to go.
Well, actually, if I could interrupt for just 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I said I was doing my searches, and in the search it said all the cults have one of these 4 basic roots of them. But I think aren't they all kind of preaching a religion to join, sort of thing?
Well, yeah. Well, they're
religion was one of them. It was
or
religion,
spirituality.
Sex, it was
Yeah.
religion, sex, political, and there was one other one I can't remember. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
You finish.
Yeah, it's and you're right there. Religion, sex, and it's the thing about cults is they prey on people who are looking for something missing in their lives that the cult says they can fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where cults have their most power, is fulfilling a need missing from someone's life. Especially when you cycle into depression and you're cycling into loneliness, because cults will prey on the weak. They prey on people who are shunned from their family or who are desperate.
I think you could call them vulnerable.
Very vulnerable, yes.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
they're in a vulnerable state or state of mind or
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, absolutely.
And that's one of the things that there are some cults that are based on prosperity and based on but one of the things you'll find is that cults often take from a religious background or a spiritual background.
Right.
Because there are a lot of cults based on Christianity that just don't fit the Christian model, but people have fallen into line with them because they fit something in their personal need that is missing.
Right. Well, that's how they draw them in, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I did come up with one, and there's 14 cults that are still active today that that are unusual, the happy science cult.
Actually, that came up in my search. Actually,
Did you? Did it?
yeah. Well, this actually works. You're kind of getting me off the hook a bit here because you're going to discuss a lot of the things I was already going to anyways. So
Oh, yeah,
it,
well, we probably will
that,
discuss.
yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's all good.
Yeah. And that's for this one, it's great because it's a mashup of New World religions, right?
Right.
Far right nationalism, New Age hokum. It's a Japanese cult. It's called Happy Science is for you. Japanese Happy Science cult. Founded in 1986, but it's still around today. That's what gets me. Like it's obviously a non because there's a lot of cults that are doomsdayish, that are what's the word I'm looking for?
Dark.
Not dark. It goes even further. Um, Apocalyptic. That's the word I'm looking for. Apocalyptic cults. You know, that they're thinking that the end of the world's coming, and that's where Jonestown was an apocalyptic cult. Because they believed that the end of the world was coming and that they had to save, and there's always this spiritual enlightenment, and that we've got to save people and have them ascend. And honestly, when the office, or no, not the office, community had I don't know if you ever watched the show Community
No.
with Chevy. It had Chevy Chase in it, and Chevy Chase, an older guy going back to community college in his like 70s. Okay.
Oh
But he,
no, I watched a couple episodes.
yeah,
Sorry.
but he was a member of a cult, right? He said it was a religion, but they believed that it was some kind of alien cult that when they died they ascended to the next level, and that's oftentimes what these cults, apocalyptic cults, do, right? Well, no, if you die, you might as well just die now, because leave everything to me, all your personal belongings, all of this and that and the other thing, and we just die and you'll move into a better place, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a perversion of technically Christianity, because Christians believe that you will move on to heaven, which is a better place, but they don't say leave all your belongings to somebody on earth. I mean, my belongings when we die are going to the kids, right? I mean, everything goes down in our family. It's not left to this enigmatic character that says, "Oh, you should believe me." I could do, yeah, I could do a whole seminar on this.
I'm having issues here.
It looks like you're okay.
Well, I'm having it with my TV too. Like, I don't know what the heck's going on here.
You're looking pretty solid so far.
Well, it's fine now. It was breaking up a little, and I had the little spiral going on.
The buffering circle.
The buffering circle. There you go.
Yeah. Now, keep that in mind. Keep those words in mind for the rest of the program. I can't say anything until Mrs. Doe gets home, and she went to get some. She had today off, but she went and got some meals for the rest of the week or rest of the month for work. So for her to, yeah, for her to take to work. So just keep that in buffering circle in the back of your head, buffering. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so let's go on to a notorious cult, realism. It began in 1974 with a Frenchman named Claude Vorillon, calling himself Rael. He had a vision of an alien spacecraft. Now, see, this fits back into the community thing too, where it's an alien-based culture or cult. An alien spacecraft in southern France that was full of beings who told them humans were the future and handed him a Bible. And which, honestly, that sounds very we've heard this kind of story before with the modern day Latter-day Saints, right? Because their
Okay.
leader was handed a Bible after the fact, right? And it was in modern times. So this has hintings of Latter-day Saints to it. But of course there wasn't an alien involved. It was supposed to be Jesus. Over 6 days, the head alien named Yahweh, oh, go figure, explained how the Old Testament is an actual record. And so, see, again, they're basing it on religion, but now it's aliens that are saying this religion. So
they're twisting it to what they choose. Well, they are making. They're going to lead it, and they're making it up, so it should be their way. Come on, Bob.
Yeah. They opposed aggression, champion science, and like to be disrobed and have intercourse with lots of people. They amassed a following of 20,000 and became extremely popular in Asia. In 2002, things got weird, or weirder at least. A Raelian-owned company called Clonade claimed to have done the impossible and cloned a human, a baby girl they named Eve. Lawsuits were filed, claims of others cloned humans popping up. It's just, it went crazy. I mean, you can claim something.
What was that one called? Sorry?
That one was called Raelism. Raelism.
Oh no, actually I seen that one. Yeah, that came up in my searches.
Bobby is procrastinating. Get your butt in gear, Bobby. Move your ass. So, oh wow.
Actually, no, sorry, that one did pop up in my searches.
Do you realize? Oh my God, I didn't. You know, they say there's certain keys to a cult, right? And fundamentalist Latter-day Saints is considered a cult, an offshoot of Mormonism. They embraced polygamy, which mainstream LDS outlawed. Wow, I didn't realize.
There's something in BC about with that too. I forget where it was. Maybe Hope, BC.
Well, that weirdly sounds right or familiar. Now, to be fair, I played Far Cry 5, which had a place called Hope as the center of a cult. So maybe that's what I'm thinking, but...
Well, no, I'm not saying it. No, I'm not, and I wasn't meaning they were necessarily a cult. Well, you know what? That's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah.
Because it was it was in the news. It was kind of
And you know, as I go through each of these cults, like I'm going through Latter-day Saints. Again, it's a Christian offshoot. There was one called 12 Tribes in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Not Chattanooga, Choo-Choo. Sorry about that. My head just went there. Formed out of the Jesus movement of the early 70s. You know, Nubian Nation. United Nubian Nation of Moors is a cult of personality based on the founder Dwight York, combining Christianity, ancient Egyptian iconography, African rituals, and a belief that aliens are coming. See, it surprises me how much religion they put into cultism, you know. But they have to take out the negative part of religion, you know, where it says, you know, don't do anything bad, or try not to do anything bad. I mean, it would be preferable. See, that's the problem with most people think about religion or Christianity in the first place, is that you're punished just for doing something bad. Well, that's not the case. It's just the rules to live by, and you know, because especially in the New Testament, where Christ came back and saved you from your sins. So even if you sin and you've accepted Christ, you're still not going to be sent to hell, right? Type thing. But
right.
which gives an out for people um, without any consequences, and we're with still asking them to do the right things, right? It's wild how many cults, and as I'm reading through, like we're reading this together and I'm learning as we go,
Right.
um, as well. How many cults base some of their beliefs on this, that, and the other thing, and it's like putting a bunch of different random things in a stew and hoping it works. Because I've got like 6 tabs up of lists of cults.
Oh,
So
yeah, I've only got one up. Well, but I started a new one for Hope BC though too.
yeah.
And this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But in 1982, that's where they filmed First Blood, the
Wow.
first
Yeah, yeah,
Rambo
I
movie.
remember that. Yeah. That's why Hope sounded familiar.
Yeah. But I don't, nothing's coming up here, but there was something that came up, and I think it had to do with polygamy and um like I thought maybe they had chased him away. And you know what? Maybe it's not Hope. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's not Hope. I'll have to. It was somewhere in BC for sure. I thought it was Hope though. I mean, this is a lot of years ago. Like when I had heard something about, well, when I first heard something about it, sorry, is when I was working in Jasper. But I'm sure it was. I might have to look, try to. I don't know how to figure that, how to look that up though.
Yeah. Well, I can give you a hand with it later. That's not a problem.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, we can move on. Like it's just, it's bothering me. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it goes like an earworm, right?
yeah. Well, there's I actually loaded a page too that gave me characteristics of a cult.
Oh,
That
that,
kind of defines what a cult does and what a cult is, which I thought was
and who made that list though? Out of
um
curiosity.
that's a good question.
I thought it was.
It's written by Masterclass. It's in Science and Text. It's a masterclass article in Science and
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. What is a cult? The term cult refers most often to a group of people who use it with usually atypical beliefs, which means unusual or odd beliefs, living in relative isolation from the world. Which cults require isolation so that people don't get deprogrammed by common sense, right?
Or just news and like they don't want people to hear about the news and that kind
or
of thing,
or
right?
or a friend saying, well, is that, even a friend walking up and saying, are you sure that's right? you know and
Is
that's,
that in your best interest?
yeah, is that in your best interest? Because if you're deprogrammed simply by, if they can deprogram you simply by talking to you, they don't want people talking to you outside the cult who are all
Yeah. Oh,
like-minded.
that's a really good point.
And that's what they become. A cult becomes a hive mind where they all think alike, where they all talk alike. They use the same vernacular. Vernacular is just a form of speech. Um, they talk to each other in cult terminology that it it reinforces the belief in the structure that they've chosen, right?
I was reading just a little piece, I don't remember which one it was, but where they actually encouraged everyone to live in the same building.
Oh yeah, no, it's the same building. It's called
That would
usually
be
called a commune, which is isolated from other people. But yeah, they'll be as closely knit and tied as possible. What that does is a number of things. First off, it builds relationships and bonds within each person to the other person, because when you're
right.
living in close community like that, you have to be conscientious, and you start to um, develop feelings, whether they're real or not. You start to develop feelings for those people.
Well, and I think, yeah, I mean, I think they're building those feelings for a purpose. So it's
Exactly, to reinforce
it's that
the
world, right?
yeah, they want to reinforce the
Family.
the family that they're trying to build based on this ideology. And it
Yep.
is, and that's the case. It is ideologically driven, usually around someone very charismatic. The cult leader is usually very charismatic, outspoken, well spoken, comes across very friendly. You know, he's someone you'd.
Car salesman.
He's what?
Used car salesman.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. Used car salesmen can be like that, and I think sometimes we forget that it's not just used car salesmen, but you can see cult leaders in political instances too.
Yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't have used that. I mean, that's just an old stereotype we always used, right?
Oh yeah, but they're very
Yeah.
the cult leaders are more than used car salesmen. They go further. Um, yeah, I mean, used car, snake oil salesmen. They're selling you a bill of goods, but they'll be out of your hair. So a cult leader has to has to sell you a bill of goods, but maintain that while he keeps a relationship with you,
To service it, so to speak.
to service it, to which services his own good, right? So
Oh, for sure.
he has to be a long term. He's got to be invested, like in that sale, and he has to perpetuate that sale ongoing. He has to keep that sale up. It's more like
Well, return sale almost.
a lease. It's almost
Or
like a
follow up.
lease where
Yeah.
you're not really buying the goods, you're buying it, kind of renting it, and he doesn't want you to find somebody who's going to give you a better rent or a better deal, you know. So he's
That
got
was
to
probably a poor. I was
yeah,
only using that term in the exact statement you were making at the time, is all.
yeah. No, but it
Yeah.
does kind of work if you look at it in a longer sense, in a slightly different sense.
Right.
Oh, the word cult descends from the Latin cultus, an ancient word encompassing the concepts of adoration, education, and cultivation.
Makes sense, actually. I mean,
Hmm.
as far as defining it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the fact that people took it
Oh,
down the wrong road is not.
yeah. And it was a catch-all term at first. Like it wasn't used just for people who did these offshoot ideologies, philosophies. Hmm. Um, by 19th century, it evolved to mean the group of unorthodox groups of zealous, eccentric believers.
It's more what we know it today, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And of course, it had to evolve because, and that's the thing where definitions sometimes do have to evolve, but they have to evolve in a logical manner. Um,
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. The word just kind of goes along with that group.
yeah, and it's been associated
So
with that,
whatever
and,
they
and
become is not.
yeah. Now that word is not cult is not going to change its meaning to mean every religious group, right? It's going to it simply it and that specifically means an unorthodox group of zealous, eccentric believers. Zealous and eccentric are very important in that definition.
Well, and you know, that goes back to our whole topic of definitions.
Yeah. Oh,
You
absolutely.
could you could call someone or tell someone they're kind of cultish, um, and not be wrong by the definition.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
if
yet
he
they would have absolutely zero connection to what we in view a cult today.
yeah. Although if you say something is cultish, they may have certain aspects of the definition to it. They may be zealous, or they may be eccentric, or they may just be unorthodox. That's cult
Well,
like.
those three people, there's a lot of successful people in the world that are like that.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I mean, like a lot.
Well, zeal and eccentricity are not uncommon. I mean, I can be zealous. I can be eccentric. I do it for jokes like Jones barbecue and foot massage. But uh it's the orthodoxy that I find that I maintain rather than being unorthodox and believing that aliens came down and gave this guy a Bible.
Yeah. Well, and is that part of the problem that they think they're being orthodox though?
Well, no, you wouldn't feel the need to
No, sorry,
isolate.
not even, sorry, I didn't say that right. Not even just cults, but with a lot of people. Like, I just think I'm doing the right thing, so I'm going to do it without any
Well,
research or anything.
orthodox means let's look up orthodox just to orthodox just means conventional or conforming to an established doctrine, especially in religion, because orthodoxy is primarily used in religion. You know, there's Catholic Orthodox, there's Ukrainian Orthodox, and both of those are Catholic offshoots, right? Um, but it it kind of means conventional. It means you follow along with what's considered conventionally normal, right? And
Yeah, I
that's
know.
where
But I mean, I don't think that has to be used as, I mean, I understand why it's used in religion, but it's, I mean, it's also just part of, I mean,
part of life.
everyday. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I was kind of going after. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. But and you know, people can think they're orthodox and be unorthodox. That's how cult leaders change you from thinking along the right lines to thinking along their lines, right?
Yeah,
Because
I get it.
they want you to think that the unorthodox things that they're presenting to you are the orthodox, are right, are just normal. And that's where we were talking about this the other day, just how uh, people fail to self assess and be self aware. You know, to think, what to really, the words I'm looking for are eluding me. To really self-assess and think, is this really right? Is this, you know, am I thinking the right things? Should I maybe talk to someone or look something up? Well, that's what cult leaders don't want you to do. They don't want you to talk to someone or self-assess. They want you to believe unorthodox things are normal and you should see them as normal, and everybody's normal. Everybody's like that. And the people who don't believe that are the unorthodox ones, the weird ones. They're going to be left out. That's a big thing in cults. You're good. They're going to be left out. You're on the in. You're on the inside track. You've got the you've got the goods now. You are set.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to miss out. You know.
Well, they build that excitement, right?
Yeah. Well,
Well, for they're going to preach it a little differently to all types of people. I mean,
yeah, it's going to be very generic,
right.
so that it fits all different types of people. Because that's the thing, you find cults and they do have all these different people. I mean, if we're going to go down the path for a minute, let's go to Jonestown there. I was watching the documentary on Jonestown, and there were people within the cult at the end that were questioning the orthodoxy of the cult, right? And that's how the FBI got alerted, and the stuff like that happened, was people being disillusioned, and that came from talking to their families and talking to outside people outside the cult, which is why Jonestown actually packed everything up, moved from the U.S. to their own compound outside the U.S. where they could be free to do what they wanted to do, right? Because then the people didn't have a support system, and that's the key. People without support systems can feel like that's their support system, and they're okay with that. They're okay with giving up their freedoms. They're okay with giving up their possessions. They're okay with giving up whatever. And let's be honest, it comes down to their bodies too, because a lot of these leaders would use women as their own personal playthings.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
So
I mean, to whatever their diverse. I mean, they all had different.
yeah, whatever their perversion was. Yeah.
Perversion, that's a better word. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't use them necessarily the same way because they just had different perversions.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why cult leaders want to isolate and want to, keep you out of mainstream. Because
Oh, sure, yeah.
it went down, and Jonestown was the ideal situation of an apocalyptic cult. He
Oh, for sure. Yes.
he understood what he was doing, and he was so charismatic that he got all these people to move. Now, it's not just charismaticism that carries a cult. There's certain things, like threats and intimidation after you've joined the cult, that come into play, because yeah, you don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose out. They don't want, but they need to be kept in line, right? Because when you don't have free will, as a cult doesn't give you free will, there has to be a means of keeping them in line for the people who are profiting.
Well, I told you I had a little joke for you. And
Joke
just
me up.
because we were talking about Joneses, and like you had even commented when we had our little casual conversation about drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And my joke to the whole thing was, quite often when our political party in power will do things, and I'll be like, well, how are people buying into this? Like, how are they drinking the Kool-Aid? So that was just my little funny thing, because I use that all the time for the red followers.
Yeah.
It's like they're drinking the Kool-Aid, and
Well, and
it
the problem
was just my little joke, because I always use that term when referring to people blindly following along.
which absolutely makes sense, except the fact that it's not that they're drinking the Kool-Aid. They think they don't understand what the Kool-Aid is, because they don't know. Their apathy has said, well, that's not Kool-Aid, that's just water. They're not realizing that it's actually Kool-Aid that they shouldn't be drinking, right? So
Good point. I just meant for blindly following. They just, and I thought in my head when we were talking about that, well, that's kind of cultish.
it is.
You just follow along no matter what. And
But to be fair, one of the reasons that up in Canada specifically, the blue team, and which is the red team down in the States, but I mean, it's backwards, but it's still one of those things. One of the reasons that the conservative up in Canada don't do as well as they could or should is because conservatives don't all hold the same view. We all hold different views. The party is far more vast than you would imagine. Some more extreme, some more liberal. But that's the thing. It's hard for the Conservative Party to find the right balance, because let's be honest, there's far more diversity in the conservative membership or caucus or conservative side than there is in the liberal side, which all has a groupthink mindset. They're all of that hive mind, and that's the difference.
And that's kind of why I jokingly refer to them a cult.
Exactly.
That's how they are. That is exactly what they're doing.
They do hive mind, yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
you just follow what the leader says. Do not question.
No independent thought, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the right side of the spectrum up here in Canada has far more variety of thought, far more diversity.
Well, and I mean, if you think about it, that's why it's just hard for them to launch any. I mean, a campaign, anything they do against them, it's hard to fight. Well, you could relay it to sports too, though.
Well,
it's a lot tougher to beat a team than it is to beat a team that plays as a team than a team that has an all-star.
Well, and here's the thing. What you've got, even though you don't have an all-star on the Liberal team, I mean, let's be honest, the leader of the Conservative up in Canada got way more votes, popular votes, than the Liberals did, the leader of the Liberals. But what you have is and speaking of cults, it's a very cultish system that we have in place, because they're not getting, the people who vote for that side aren't looking for something. They're not looking for discussion. They're not looking for diversity. They're looking for an echo chamber, which is exactly what a cult leader and a cult system does. They have an echo chamber where you're getting what you need to hear from your leader, but you're not hearing anything opposing or seeing anything that could be seen as bad from them, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't need to go. I didn't think we'd go this deep on it, but I really, I believe it. I do.
I honestly never looked at it like that before, but then I'm looking at the way that the Liberals have now, the bought and paid for media, the mainstream media, is now basically a propaganda wing. So the more you think about it, the more cult-like it seems.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
That's actually...
You didn't see that curveball coming, did you?
I did not see that curveball coming. I'm thinking, they're stupid.
Also, it's awesome that it did it.
Because I'm thinking, they're stupid and they just don't pay attention and they're not self-aware. But then you look at the system that is a cult, and you start to see things like charismatic leader. Here, let me bring up my characteristics of a cult again. Authoritarian control. Hello. Extremist beliefs. Yeah, pretty much. Isolation from society. They've co-opted all mainstream media, and that's basically all that you're getting told. And veneration of a single individual. Oh my God, they are a freaking cult.
Yay, Darren.
Holy frick.
Beautiful.
What the hell?
And the funny thing is, if you're using definitions, right? I mean, they deny stuff all the time.
Don't hide your face. Your hands in front of your face.
But sorry.
That's okay.
But it's not slander.
No.
If you define the word,
if you're defining things appropriately and you're looking at things objectively, not subjectively, and not These are my truths. This is the objective truth. They have authoritative control. They literally want to be able to turn on your microphone on your phone to listen whenever they want.
You know what? If they just asked me, I'd phone them and they could listen.
They could listen all they wanted. I'd show up at my
Yeah,
door,
like-
see what happens.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's just like it's not a big deal. It's like we're not hiding. We're not doing
mean,
anything wrong.
Let's be honest. Google and Alexa are listening all the time.
Exactly.
Google might get a cheap thrill sometimes, but that's okay.
Just a question. So, when we were talking on whatever day it was, Friday or whatever, did you call that episode 10 pop-up?
9.5.
Oh, 9.5. Okay.
Yeah. And I changed I had to go into YouTube and change it because I put it at 8.5, but I'm going, no, because that was 9.5. So I changed the title there so it actually reflects it properly.
No, and that's not, sorry, the reason I'm asking is because I'm looking at mine right now and it's got episode 10 pop-up.
Yeah. Oh, does it still say, why does it say pop up? I thought I changed that.
Well, that's what I'm asking you about.
Darn it.
Well, I just thought I'd point it out now.
No, I'm
than
glad.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doe said because it doesn't always update. And yeah, no, she's right. It doesn't always update.
Oh, okay. So it's just an update thing. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. There we go. I got
Okay.
CULTS.
Oh, see, that's better. I
Yeah.
like that. Well, it also keeps people on track when we're all over the place talking stuff.
Yeah, because I had changed this today. But
Huh.
I don't know.
Just
And
didn't
that's-
save it or what?
Yeah, because I did put want to join Bart's cult. And so yeah, I thought I did, but thank you
That
for
did pop up for me because I clicked on it.
yeah, good. Thank you for mentioning that because that did need to change.
Okay.
So
Well, I just thought it might get confusing if you had two in a row, right?
yeah. And that's why I'm trying to maintain the number system so I do remember which one is which. But I've messed up a couple numbers, so but no, we're good now. Wow. Oh, there we go. There are 4 different types of cults. There are doomsday cults, apocalyptic ones, of course. Branch Davidians were an apocalyptic in Waco, Texas.
Yep.
And that was infamous. That was an infamous cult standoff.
Well, I don't think the government down there did themselves any favors, to be honest.
No, but I don't think they were going to get a.
I'm not saying they were to blame. I just don't think.
Oh, you kind of backed off and cut out.
Yeah, sorry. I had to respice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't think that the government was really going to get it because the Branch Davidians were so anti-government. I don't think that the government was going to be. There was no good way for them to handle it, really.
No, and I mean, I suppose, I mean, I haven't watched a bunch on it. I mean, at least the government was able to get some people out.
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at it that way too, right? I don't know enough. I haven't watched enough on it
Yeah.
to really form an opinion on. There was just a lot of discussion in the few things that I've heard on them where there was a lot of criticism towards the government.
They did a pretty good movie on Waco, on the cult in Texas. I
What they call it?
I can't remember what the movie is called. Let me just Google here.
I watch a lot of the true crime stuff.
Yeah, I like that too. Well, it's called Waco.
Oh, okay. I think I may have heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be on Netflix.
Oh, okay. And you've watched it pretty good?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or yeah, it was. I've watched a number of things. I watched both Jonestown. I watched because I'm fascinated by the psychology that would lead for to someone to be involved and join a cult. You know, I wanna
I,
understand.
right. No, I've watched a lot of those shows, and and read up on it. It's just something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I, I, but I mean, I think you're right. Because you're touching on the psychological behind it,
Yeah.
not the not the psycho part of it.
No, no. The psychological, like the mentality, not of the leader. I understand the mentality of the leader. What I don't understand is what drives someone to follow that leader. What drives someone to,
I agree.
you
Yep.
know, and that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And that's an important part to
Why would you
understanding.
go along with it?
Yeah, because it doesn't
What
make
made you
sense.
no? But I mean, I think you've discussed that, and it's not really an insult. Or I don't mean it to be an insult to anybody, but
No,
I
it's
mean,
more.
but they're vulnerable. They're in a weaker state. I'm not going to say they're weak. They're in
No,
a weaker state. They're having problems, and in some cases, and I mean, I don't know if I should call it one of my favorite, but one of the ones I find the most intriguing, that I'm always drawn to watch, read anything on it, is Manson.
a good cult. Yeah, that was another really fascinating cult because he was so outrageous and so what would seem as uncharismatic, but he had people following. Why? Like, what was the draw?
Well, well, I mean, I think honestly for him, you think about the time of it, it was
The
it was a
70s
very
were
carefree lifestyle. He offered people drugs and sex.
that's what they, and that was the, it was the coming of age for the sexual revolution. So
Right.
yeah,
So I just his thought process was directed at that time frame.
and that
Like,
is actually one of the types of cults is a sex cult.
yeah. And I think, I mean, they're not, um, I think he would be a sex cult. I mean, he used drugs to get to that,
Yeah.
but the drugs were like a tool, if you will.
Oh yeah, keep people in that weakened and vulnerable state. Drugs,
Yeah.
that's exactly what drugs do. They reduce your inhibitions. So they keep you in that vulnerable and weakened state, and that makes it more susceptible to believing, right?
Well,
So, oh,
no, because we touched on this, I think, I mean, marijuana is legal here, and I do not mind saying I smoke marijuana. Um, but the reason I bring that up is because I do, but I'm never like, would I still don't understand that process though. I don't understand how the drugs can make people want
well,
to do that.
and let's be honest, if you're talking about drugs, you're not talking about really pot. Pot reduces your inhibition a little bit, but nothing like the drugs that were introduced by Manson. Right? We're talking LSD, we're talking acid, we're talking PCP. These are
Right.
some serious psychologically manipulative drugs.
See, and I don't know anything about that. That is
Yeah,
one thing I've never done in my life. So I have zero.
yeah. And honestly,
What I hear, only what I hear.
my information comes from stuff like um, movies and police shows that that
Right.
reference it. That's the only knowledge I have, but I do understand the psychological effects of some of these drugs are much more intense than others. Let's take Rohypnol for one. This is the date rape drug. If you didn't know what Rohypnol was, that's considered the date rape drug. This is just a simple cocktail that you put into somebody's drink, and it can make them virtually compliant to anything you
That's
want.
messed up.
It
That's
is
messed
messed
up.
up. That's some people. There's some messed up people that want to use that, right? So, but it shows you of the level of sophistication within drugs that people use to get their own way. Welcome back, Mrs. Doe. Welcome
Right.
home.
Well, and I also want to throw another pitch out there, and I'm not in any way trying to tell anyone that they should smoke marijuana. And I must be showing my age here because what I called it marijuana and pot. Like, um, but my point is, like, can you remember back in the day, they were always saying, oh, like that's going to lead to harder drugs and more problems. And
Okay, and to be fair, it is true. It can happen, and the reason it
I
can
agree.
happen is simply that addiction as a disease doesn't understand that one thing, and it's about escapism too. Some people use, and there is a valid
I
justification to
know.
use it for pain and for, you know, I've never used drugs recreationally, period, ever.
Like, yeah.
So I just never have. Um, but I understand an application. I've tried CBD oil. I've never actually tried CBD and THC, which THC is the actual component that gets you that buzz feeling. I've tried CBD for my pain. I've been very careful
No,
because in the
I
same
have as
manner
well.
in the same manner that I was on morphine for so very long, you notice that the more you use it, there's an increase in um in necessary dosage just because your body becomes accustomed to it. I found that
That's
with
pretty much
morphine.
with anything.
Yeah, with anything, as with anything. So I've tried CBD, but I don't want to go too hard. I didn't notice a big effect with me. Maybe it was the wrong dosage. I don't know exactly what. But at the same time, I'm trying to limit what I take before I absolutely need it because there's going to come a time where I'm going to need more of something to
Right.
take care of the arthritis and the CRPS at the same time, right? So as long as I can manage, I'll manage. But there will become a time when I'm going to need something, and I don't want to
Right.
not have an option. Um,
That's actually a really good way to look at that. That I think there's very few people that would have looked at things that way.
it's not easy when you're in pain. It's not easy to want to just be out of pain.
Yeah.
Believe me, every single minute of every single day, I want to be out of pain. But if I choose, because I actually have morphine sitting in my safe right here,
Right.
that I could take it if I wanted to.
Right.
Choosing not to take it is hard, especially after a weekend like we've had where we had snow and cold, and I've been flaring like it's been unbelievable. But I chose not to take it because the more my body becomes accustomed to things like that, the more it's going to require later.
Right. And then, okay, well, I got so many things to say right now. Um, why I'm gonna forget some, I know, but that's okay. Um,
Oh, by the way, hi,
I
Shell.
know, I know what you're saying, and I mean, I guess, um, just make sure your line, sorry, if I had any advice, just make sure your line isn't too far in the future, though,
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with being a little more comfortable right now either, right?
Well, and that's true, and that's why I do have it.
We don't know what our future holds.
If I need it, I'm going to take it.
Right.
But if I can avoid it, and because I don't have to do,
I lost you.
oh no, I'm just trying to read what Vampiric said, and I don't understand it. What y'all doing? I need change of thoughts. Not sure what you're saying there, Vampiric, but
Maybe he's saying cheer up a bit.
oh, we're just we're just doing some stuff on cults today. If you need to cheer up, hopefully we can get some jokes going here too. I do actually have a cult that you might want to join. Oh, what's that? Jones barbecue and foot massage? Well, that somebody play the song for him. That's been a
Okay, so,
joke.
I mean, we could go on forever. I mean, I think we could probably just move on then. Why don't, because everyone's here now, so you should introduce your cult.
I should introduce my cult. Mrs. Doe's here now, so I should introduce my cult. Would you like to
Oh, hold on,
join?
what's the Barbecue Jones thing though? You better tell them about that.
It's an ongoing thing. I found this song and I started playing it for Misha and Mrs. Doe, and just as a fun joke. And here I can play it too. I gotta go to our thingy here and over here. There we go. I'll play it.
Sometimes something beautiful happens in this world.
Hey,
You don't know how to express yourself.
Lonely Island. I just had Jones barbecue foot massage. And it feels so good. Oh, it's in our panels. I got sound alerts in our panels, Miss Doe. So I went up and went ahead and did that. Now you remember how I told you to remember the buffering
Yes.
circle?
Yes.
I've decided that our cult should be the cult of the buffering circle. It's
Yeah,
loading
you're going.
enlightenment.
Hello.
It's based
Awesome.
around the belief that humanity was never meant to move so quickly, and the spinning loading icon is actually the universe telling people to calm down.
I love it.
Backstory. Well, it says that an IT worker, but it's me. I was staring at a frozen streaming screen for 47 uninterrupted minutes during a thunderstorm. As the buffering wheel spun endlessly, I entered a trance-like state and received a revelation. Nothing truly important loads instantly. Mrs. Doe wants to join. There we go. That's it. I'm not working anymore. I'm gonna teach you all the spiritual value of waiting, pretending to understand technology, and restarting things until they improve. Our meetings will involve beanbag chairs, synth music, and no expectations whatever. That's the meetings. Our core beliefs, the sacred principles of the cult of perpetual buffering circle. If something breaks, turn it off and back on again. Multitasking weakens the soul. Nobody actually reads the terms and conditions, which is true. Nobody reads the terms and conditions. Wi-Fi strength is a reflection of emotional balance. Delaying emails for 2 hours is mindful communication. Our rituals, we refresh web pages together going, perhaps now, perhaps now. That's our chant, perhaps now. We have a circle of waiting. Remember, sit in a silence and while a giant buffering icon slowly rotates on a projector. I have the projector. It's all ready. I got the screen. We're good to go. No phones allowed, and nobody knows when it's going to end. We have the reboot ceremony. Any major life decision must be preceded by standing up, sitting back down, and saying, have you tried restarting yourself? There's a cult rating system too. You got the beginner, which is a pending user.
Bob, we have to make shirts.
Oh, wait. As he speaks, so shall it be. There's a whole product line. We have bunny hugs. We have scented candles. We have a buffering circle night light. We have the starter kit.
I actually, you know what? I love this. You gotta know, I'm serious. Like, we got this is. Oh man, this has got to be part of us. Like,
I know.
no, really, yeah, this is awesome.
I was thinking to myself, I really kind of need to make some of this into actual merch.
Yes.
Start a
Well,
fourth
I mean,
wall.
I really want.
I
we
would
gotta
buy
find
that.
someone
I'd buy that
will
hoodie.
print- I hate hoodies, but I
Okay.
think we could probably find someone
To
print
make
us-
t-shirts. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to know. Actually, I do know. I do know someone I could talk to. Maybe we can get a deal.
Well,
But
there
it's
is a
like-
place called Fourth Wall that will print your custom images onto t-shirts. So I can actually do this.
Get me a price and let me know how much.
I will. I will.
Yeah, no. And just get them to give you a price breakdown on 10, 50, 100. You know what I mean?
It's print on demand too. You don't have to print a bunch. People can order them online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching that. That's that whole AI make money thing.
Kind of, but I mean, this is just it's a marketing system where because I've created this. This is what I created, and now I can take this and I can make money by there are t-shirts right down at the bottom there. I can even make mouse
Yeah,
pads.
but there's sites you can go on.
Yeah.
You can make your own design.
Yeah.
They'll do the marketing, the selling, everything. You just get paid on a certain amount.
Yeah. Well, now I have backstory too. Like I have a whole system in place where I have the backstory of our cult. I have the merch for our cult.
I'm in. Let's
You
do
know?
this.
Okay, I was telling you about the cult ranking system. You've got the beginner who's the
That
Sorry?
whole thing you're talking about there is a better idea because now we don't have to have inventory, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing about it.
It's just I kind of wanted one like right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, after we're done streaming stuff, I'll go look at it and I'll start making stuff up.
Yeah, let's do that. Anyways, okay, good. Finish your cult. Sorry, I
Okay.
got sidetracked. I love it.
Okay, well, you said we need t-shirts and I'm going, well, but wait, there's more. I have a whole product line.
Right.
Technically, I can actually 3D print that loading circle light. There you go. Yeah, Mrs. Doe has a fourth wall. If you click on that link, it'll take you to her fourth wall that has merch that actually she sells.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Actually, I'd like to see that light working. To be honest.
I'll have to go into AI or go into
Would they
Maker
do-
World and
Would it do that? Show you what it would look like?
well, I'd have to build it. Like I'd have to start right from scratch to build that light, but I think I could do it.
No, I understand that, but is there a program that would show you what it would look like?
No, I don't think so.
No,
No.
that was pretty advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I'm
So
gonna look every time my screen has that buffer thing, I'm gonna think about that now.
now you're a member of the Cult of Perpetual Buffering Circle.
Well, but because everyone sees that.
Everyone, right?
This will sell, Bob. It'll sell. Trust me. It will. I know it will.
And some of the mantras, right? Like perhaps now is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried
Well-
turning yourself off and on again?
But those could all be sayings on different shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. With the logo of the Cult of the Perpetual Buffering Circle on the corner. Have you tried turning yourself off and on again?
Actually, I think the perhaps now might be the one I want.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Okay, I'll
That's
I'll do it.
that's the okay. So yeah, when we're done here, let's go do that site because actually, I want to know how much it costs. I might just order one.
Okay, so the symbol is a glowing buffering wheel inside a triangle made of Ethernet cables. I don't see the Ethernet cables on this one, but yeah, I'm still okay with the buffering circle. Yeah, we've got the loading hoodies. We've got the sacred tech support candles. We got the buffer wheel desk lamp. Yeah, the candles. I wish if I could, it's I don't know if you can actually see the see what it says on the candles.
No, not from my view. No.
Okay, one of them says warm plastic. That's the first one on the left.
Okay.
The second one says fresh electronics. The third one is new laptop smell. And the fourth one is panic at 2% battery.
Love it. That's awesome.
And the shirts, the Eternal Admin t-shirts there, at the bottom in the middle, it has the loading symbol and Eternal Admin on the front, and everything is fine reloading on the back. Now, over on the right, just below the hoodies, there are posters too. And the first one goes, "Have you tried restarting yourself? It works sometimes." Number 2 is, "Patience is bandwidth. Use it wisely." The third one is, "Slow connection, strong soul. You got this." I like that one. That one's good.
Yeah, actually, they're all pretty good, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think the last one's probably the best. I like it best. Sorry.
And there's
That's
there's
awesome.
at the top there's some words, and then the purple and blue, it says patience is bandwidth. Well, the words above that says we don't rush, we don't stress, we reload.
Um,
And the desk mat, yeah,
yeah,
I'll make a desk mat mouse pad too, because that's freaking awesome. So yeah,
cool. That's
our marketing slogans: trust the process, loading inner peace, reconnect with yourself, patience is bandwidth, your spirit is currently updating, weak signal, strong community. Oh, so there we go. That is the cult of the perpetual buffering circle.
it's too bad. Yeah. Too bad we don't know a candle maker.
Well, I think I gave Gingy my candle stuff. Oh, I can make vinyl stickers. I have empty jars. Um, I could make candles. It's just figuring out how to scent them. But I could, technically.
Well, just make all you do is just make the the fronts and just put them on scented candles. Like just get a blank, like a candle, or not even just all you do is just get a candle that fits in a glass from, let's just hypothetically say Walmart or dollar store, and you put a candle in that, put your sticker on the front, there you go.
Yeah, you do have the candle make. I thought we gave it to you, Gingy. Well, Gingy, I might need that back.
But you know what? I mean, I guess it depends how much time you have. It would be just better to put it
Well,
on an empty container and throw a candle in it, and
yeah,
then it can be, then whatever
Mrs.
the
Doe.
scent is, you decide what it is, and then
Yeah, Mrs. Doe, could you bring me my jar of farts? Or you can make the candles. Well, yeah, but you're so busy, Gingy. I got the time. If she still, do you have my jar of farts handy? I'm going to show you something. Speaking of product lines,
so those candle stickers, just out of curiosity, like, is that something you could print, or
yes.
actually, for that matter, could you just send it to me and I could print it here? Because I'd actually like to put that.
Well,
I actually want to make those, and I'll have them behind me.
if you have a color printer, right?
Yes.
Get some of this.
Hmm. Okay.
Because you can
Perfect.
make your own stickers. Now,
Right.
oh, I've used all sorts of them. See, it's pretty hard to see that.
Well, I've got a glare.
Yeah,
Mind
that's
you, I got a glare. No.
let's try this. See this? There we go. It's Canned Farts
There
by
you go.
Bart's Farts.
Yeah. Yep.
Bart's Farts Incorporated. See, I've got these little jars which actually have nothing in them. No fart or anything like that. But I mean, I can take these labels off, print some other stickers to it. If Gingy makes some candles, and I've got like a dozen of these, you know,
Where'd you get them from?
Amazon. You can buy empty jars like this on Amazon. And I got them with a specific idea in mind that I never got around to using them for.
Right. Well, why not then? Yeah.
So, but yeah, I can print off. Oh, I can turn on my light again so you can see me. I can print off labels like that, and
So
yeah,
you just have to send me the label. I can print it off up here.
yeah, I'll have to AI a label so that it's just
Right.
the label itself.
Right.
But yeah, I can do that definitely.
Well, we can talk about that offline too, because
But yeah, exactly, Gingy. We pour the candle in them before they're online, then we have them right here.
yeah,
You
exactly.
put the stickers on and have them, and
Yeah.
well, yeah,
I mean,
it's
for a lot of people, you're probably not going to want to ship any candles. You could just ship them the
the labels or the yeah
labels. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it'll be fun. It's something that I thought
I think
to
it's
myself.
hilarious.
I thought to myself when I'm doing all this stuff, I'm thinking, you know, I honestly want one of these t-shirts. I want one of these shirts. I want a candle.
Well,
I want that light.
yeah. Well, I definitely, I'm gonna get you to send me the proper stuff, and I'm getting a couple shirts made.
Well, and yeah, I'll go to fourth wall and get it set up because I mean, I can actually use Mrs. Doe's fourth wall and put it right on there, which is already established and is right there.
Well, and it's always nice to be on an established platform, right?
Yeah.
Um, Now, have you, so this company that would be making these shirts,
Hmm.
have you ever gotten one? Like, what quality are we talking here?
Decent quality. I do have some here. I think I have Mrs. Doe hat, which is right up here. I'll show you the hat. I have a shirt in my bedroom, but Mrs. Doe might have a shirt handier. But I'll show you the hat, which is actually really nice.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I don't really, well, I mean, I'll take a look at it, but it's not going to let me feel it, right?
I can't hear you right now. I haven't
Okay.
put my ear back in, but
Okay.
that's the hat. Quality.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. It fits nice.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Now I'll put my ear back in so I can hear you.
Sometimes
Hold on. One
t-shirts
second.
on some
Hold
of
on.
these kind of sale
Okay.
sites or whatever you want to call them, but sometimes the t-shirts just don't last, right?
Yeah, yeah. And these, Mrs. Doe, what do you think of the t-shirt? You wear yours a fair bit. Yeah, no complaints from Mrs. Doe.
Okay. And like what, like roughly kind of what is the price? Is there a price range? I mean, more detail cost a little more. Is that the whole idea?
I don't know exactly. I'm just gonna go here and I'll click
I
on her
mean,
fourth wall site.
color might make a difference.
Browse new merch. Let's go. See, we could even make mugs too. We could have a Cult of Perpetual Buffering Circle mug. I think I want one.
I just don't buy mugs personally. I
I
use
do.
travel mug.
No, I always
Yeah.
have a mug handy.
Yeah.
To have my own cult of personal. Yeah, baby. I think they might sell though. Let's see. What's this shirt worth? Where are the shirts? There's a shirt. Oversized tee. Oh, that's a nice one, Mrs. Doe. I like that. Oh, the shirts are a little bit expensive. Like an extra large is $40 Canadian. What do you take usually?
Well, see, there's another thing. Depends who's making the shirt. I can wear a large or I can wear an extra large.
Yeah. Well, but this is a specialty one too. This one's has a nice background to it, like a fancy background. Let's go to all products. Where's your regular shirts, Mrs. Doe? Oh, there's a V-neck for $36. Yeah, they're not too cheap. Like they're not inexpensive, but
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, I think I'll actually get a price.
yeah, I'll set it up tonight and we'll see what it.
Yeah. I mean, if I have a couple like a couple designs, I'll take it in and I'll just how much is this going to cost to put it on a shirt? Because
Yeah,
that seems pricey,
it is a little pricey. Yeah,
but it might not be. I mean, I don't know. And until I go get a price. But in saying that too, yeah, I can go get a price on it, but now there's shipping involved, right?
yep.
So you gotta take that into account too. By doing it through them, it's you're hands free, right?
Yeah, exactly. Doing it this way, you're basically giving people your products without having to buy the products, do the all sorts of things.
I mean, you know what? To be honest, I wouldn't care if we had to ship some stuff. I just don't think it would necessarily be a good idea to get into that as a regular kind of a.
No, but that's the thing. If that's where fourth wall takes it right off your hands, you put it there. If people want it, you
Yeah.
send them there, and if they're okay with that, you know,
Well, then it's up to them, right?
yeah. And it's all print on demand, so it does make it better.
Yeah, and we're not, and then we are not dictating any pricing or anything. We're not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know
Well,
that.
we
Yeah, that's
we
the way
set the
about it.
price, but yeah, we can figure
That's
that
my
out
old,
later.
that's me, yeah, that's a little me old school, like buy in bulk and
Oop,
ship it out and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's all
right.
good.
No, that's no problem.
Yeah, we don't really want to be we really don't want to be hands-on, to tell you the truth.
No, no, you want to be hands off. If we can be hands off, let's be hands off.
Hmm. No, that's, yeah, that's right. Good point.
So, Okay, now let's get back to where I was here. And close you for now. I just have all sorts of things open now. I gotta close some things. And there we go. Oh, crap, I missed. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. We need you back up. So, we were talking about the types of cults there are. And one of them we talked about was a doomsday cult. That's like Jonestown and Wacko. Political cults, which we've established that the Liberal Party of Canada is. Religious cults, and there's a lot of religious cults, religious based cults, based on a combination form of yeah. We've established this. It is now objective fact. So we've established by definition. So there's religious cults, which and I find a lot of religious cults have combination models based on what they like or what they want. And then of course sex cults, and that we're talking about Manson and sex and drugs basically.
Well, and I think in a lot of cases the sex and the religion one are more often than not
Can have hand in hand. Yeah, they can be hand in hand. But there
I
are
mean, we also talked about the sex one is pretty much involved in all of them, but
yeah, but there are some all types of cults may have a component of sexual abuse, but some focus on sex as one of their primary functions. For instance, New York-based NXIVM encouraged rampant sexual behavior between its group members before dissolving. So
I did read that too.
yeah. So like, and there's cults have made the headlines over the years due to their outrageous and sometimes tragic behavior. Some most notorious cults are Heaven's Gate, which is a doomsday cult focused on UFOs. All the members died by mass suicide in an effort to ride a comet passing by Earth.
Yep.
That was a tragic one. I mean, to be drawn into something so unorthodox and eccentric as to think you're going to ride a comet when you kill yourself. How? What did
I'm sorry, I'm going to be a pain in your ass right now, but it's like, can you prove it didn't happen though?
No. Can you prove it did? See,
I mean, that's great.
The knife cuts both ways.
Happen, but
yeah, the knife cuts both ways. You can't prove it's going to happen. You can't prove it's not going to happen. This is strictly based on belief.
Oh goodness.
So, but to consider what does it take for someone to convince you to kill yourself? What's missing in you that it takes that someone can convince you to commit suicide based on the premise of riding an asteroid?
I did see in one of the crime shows we watched, they actually convicted this girl of convincing this other girl to kill herself.
Oh yeah. Did you realize in Canada that it's against the law to promote suicide? Think about that for a second.
Well,
you can't encourage
but the government does though.
You can't encourage someone else to commit suicide. You could go to jail. No.
Unless you work in the health industry or for the government.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I've heard anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, that's true. I mean, even here in Saskatchewan, we've had a situation where Glenn Beck from the US came in, swooped in, and gave this woman the necessary treatment she needed paid for the necessary treatment outside of Saskatchewan because she couldn't get it, where the government was, where the healthcare system was actually promoting MAID to her. MAID is medically assisted dying.
Yep. Right.
That is, and for those of you who think that Canada's socialized medicine is so great and so free, that's how bad it is. They would rather kill you than treat you because they can't afford it.
Well, I want to take a step back. It's not free.
No, it's not. We've discussed this before too. Either we pay a shit ton in taxes to pay for to pay for the socialized medicine that we do have, that we've used very rarely, and now they're asking us to kill ourselves rather than get proper treatment. I'm sorry, that's my
Yeah.
rant. I'm done with that. We're done. Because I will go off the rails.
Yeah, well,
Another one of
I
the
mean, we are getting off the rails pretty easily here.
we are, yeah. Now you've also heard of the People's Temple with Jim Jones, right? He moved to Guyana, and he founded his compound, and that's where they drank the Kool-Aid. What in you would allow you to believe someone? Now, okay, granted, most of them didn't know the Kool-Aid was poison,
Right.
but a lot of them did.
Yeah. He did. He didn't drink the Kool-Aid. How fitting is that?
Yeah, no, he didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Well, and I'm enjoying this article from Masterclass because it goes into the next step is, no, there was one last cult that they actually mentioned that I've heard of just slightly. And have you heard of the Moonies? The Unification
I
Church?
actually have.
Yeah.
I have.
And that was the Unification Church started in South Korea. And the adherents followed the teachings of Sun Myung Moon, and their name their shortened name is the Moonies. So it doesn't say what, if it was bad or like, it was just a mention, an honorable mention basically.
Right.
But after the mentions, it goes into why do people join cults. So and it goes into various reasons. So let's see what they say the various reasons are. Desire.
I see where you're going with this.
Desire for meaning and community. Yeah, I agree with that. Many people who join such organizations have troubled backgrounds and difficulty fitting into society. That sounds very fair when it comes to Charles Manson and his group.
Well, but okay, let's have this a fun little experiment. I fit both of those categories.
Do you have trouble fitting into society?
Yeah.
Do you really though?
Okay, I guess. Do I have trouble fitting in, or do I just not like it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you, by fitting in, you play golf, which is a very common upper echelon, really, form of sport, right? You work, you have a community, and you get together with people. So you're really, you don't have. It's not that you have trouble fitting in with society. You understand society's issues and ills, and even though you don't like them, you can still fit and work within the societal structure.
Well, I feel I have to.
Well, we all do, because if I were to go out,
I mean, I don't want to work, and I mean, and everyone's like, "Well, you got to keep busy." Well, of course, I want to keep busy. Doesn't mean I want to work.
yeah, there's lots of things that will keep you busy. I mean,
Well,
you have hobbies now, right? You're making birdhouses.
Well,
You're doing woodworking.
Well, and not only that, I mean, we've been in this house, I think we're going on 3 years now. Yeah, we're in our third year. And I mean, there's still stuff that has to be done around the house too.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say has to.
want
I
to.
want. I
Yeah.
want to. They're more wants. So it's like I have lots to do.
Yeah. And you got to keep busy. Never, you know what? Honestly, most people when they retire find they're just as busy as when they were working because they're finding stuff to do. They're
Which is
finding
good.
stuff that they wanted to do but didn't have time
Right.
to do.
And those are the ones that usually live a longer retirement
Yeah.
on average, I would think.
And honestly, we were talking just the other night in Mrs. Doe's stream. It's a good thing I'm not in the public as much as someone working is. I
Mhm.
don't think people would like that very much. I think people should pay me to stay at home and stay out of the public because I'm at the point where if I see you doing something stupid, I'm probably going to call you out on it.
Well, sorry, but oh, I've used your story where I just couldn't understand, or and I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't they have sent you to university?
Oh, it's stupid. You know,
And
at that point, I was looking to do something that was psychologically based that would have tapped into some the brain power that's being well now I'm using it for AI and 3D printing and stuff like that, but an untapped brain power that I had previously. But the fact that they just denied it hurt because I'll be honest, I miss working. I miss doing a job where you could feel productive. And now I've gotten that back with 3D printing and AI. I feel productive,
right,
right?
right,
So now it doesn't matter so much anymore.
right.
But at the time,
Well,
it was a hit to the depression.
well, no, I mean, I understand that, and that's just that shows your character, I think. Um, but it shows like what the hell was the government thinking?
They looked at it
Like,
costing less money. Like they looked at the cost benefit analysis. And
but
because
how is it?
okay,
I don't understand how it would have cost them more money though.
here's where the problem comes in. Because my condition can lay me up for days and I can't do stuff, it may take longer for me to do the course to take they would have to take into consideration the length of time it took me to actually finish the degree. It would take
Mhm.
it would take for them the amount of work I could actually do after the fact because my condition is so erratic.
Right.
They just didn't think that it would benefit the amount of money put out would replace um because there wouldn't be a set amount that I could technically work.
Right. And no,
So
and no, I mean, and actually good on them for doing that, to be honest.
yeah, it it
But
it hurt, but at the same time I did start to understand later on once I started to really got over the anger and the depression and all
right,
the things that came with it. And I started to understand and talking to Melody, of course, uh,
right,
where the volatile nature of my condition, where it can go from 0 to 100 in nothing, and then put me out of commission. It just didn't make sense because there was no guarantee that I would be completely um off work either. Hey Birdie, have a good lunch.
oh,
Have KFC.
okay, let's see. Although
I
you know what, she did start out with "Don't hate me," so
I do not eat KFC anymore
oh,
simply because they've gone halal.
they've gone what?
Halal. All of their chicken is now halal, which
Do
is
you too? What the hell?
okay. That's the Muslim form of uh, of ritual killing,
Oh,
and it's
gotcha.
a brutal. I won't eat kosher either because kosher and halal are both very inhumane ways of killing, and I won't eat either one of them.
And I actually you and I have discussed this way back when. Can you explain that again? How like because the beef, you told me about some beef at Costco. It's a little cheaper, but you don't buy it because of the way they slaughter it.
Yeah, they're slaughtered. Their throats are cut rather than being stunned. They're brutally killed. It's a matter not um, of not putting, not making the animal comfortable in their death, but but just cutting their throats and leaving them alive to bleed out.
Oh, like, well, because they bleed out, so they're alive a little long.
Yeah, they're alive and suffering, rather than how it's traditionally done in an abattoir is they get a bullet to, or they get a shot and they're unconscious and then they're bled. So there's no pain, no suffering.
Uh, Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, okay,
So
Birdie,
it's just a suffering thing, right?
Birdie, don't worry. Topics go off the rails here all the times. We talk about whatever comes up.
And you know what? We got to, hopefully people will start to get to the point of suggesting some topics.
Which is good. Hey, that's okay to start a new topic. Now
Absolutely.
I do like Mary Brown's
that makes
chicken.
the conversations really, really entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want
Mrs.
to
Lowe is
discuss them.
correct. That's exactly the way we're going.
Yeah. And we will
Actually,
squirrel away.
well, and we didn't really squirrel at the beginning, to be honest. We were
pretty focused.
pretty focused. We had some stuff to say.
Yeah.
And that's okay too.
That's okay. We if you missed it, Birdie, there's on the right there's a whole line for our new cult that we're starting. It's the cult of the perpetual buffering circle, and everybody will love it.
You will love it too.
A Colonel burger. They haven't had Colonel burgers here forever. And you know who introduced me to the Colonel hamburger? That guy sitting right across from me. You remember that? You were the first one to tell me the Colonel had hamburgers.
Well,
Back in the day.
for hamburger. I don't remember that. I probably did though, because I do enjoy hamburgers a lot.
I remember specifically it was the one on Idlewild. We went to the one on Idlewild and you said, do you know they have hamburgers now? Well, what? So we had hamburgers at the Colonel's. We had Colonel burgers.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to have a hamburger.
Oh,
if
not
you go
Idlewild.
to-
Yeah, Idlewild.
Well, that would have been the one we went to.
Idlewild, yep. It was. I was just thinking 33rd and Idlewild, and I'm going, wait a minute. Which way goes what way? Idlewild was the one we went to, yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I go to KFC for chicken.
I got your feet sauce right here, Birdie.
How does that fit in? How about that?
I take some extra feet sauce, please. With a deep muscle massage. Thank you very much.
So how do you find out how these animals are being slaughtered?
Actually, it's common knowledge. If you look up what the process is, you got to remember I was a meat cutter, right? So understanding how animals are slaughtered was something that came about naturally for me.
Hmm. Well, and I guess you would have just been heard or followed or whatever that they had switched to that chicken, right?
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things is when I was a kid, how old was I? 9, maybe, somewhere in there. Mom and Dad slaughtered a pig. Had a pig slaughtered.
Mhm.
Now we did it at a farm, so we slaughtered and did everything there. And I watched the whole process, right from the air gun to the head to right down to having Greiven. Now I'm sorry, that's German. That's the only word cracklins. There we go. I couldn't remember the real name. It's cracklins.
They're so good.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, cracklings. Oh,
I couldn't think of the English name. Isn't that stupid? I only know certain things in German,
yeah.
but those are the ones
Well,
that
probably,
stick.
well, it was probably referred to that a lot more than anything
Oh yeah,
else, right?
yeah, it definitely was.
They probably never referred to it as cracklings.
No, no, but the English name just kind of.
Yeah.
We've been doing okay, having fun.
So how do you bleed out a chicken?
How do you
Sorry
bleed
to
out
go
a
back
chicken?
to that.
Same way you bleed out any animal. You cut its throat, but you anesthetize it first. See, it's about the humanity of anesthetizing. With anesthesia, now usually chickens are I'm not sure what they use to anesthetize them, but they're under anesthesia, just like you would be if you were under surgery. But it's the same method with a pig and a beef because anesthesia, certain anesthesias take longer to work on different animals. It's easier to stun them like you would hit a fish. Basically, you can hit a fish, but it's much more specific in beef and pork. Um, but you anesthetize a chicken and then you slice its throat and let it, but it doesn't feel anything. It's the humanity of the anesthesia. That's the difference between halal and kosher and what we consider normal.
I um I guess like I mean I understand the beef, I understand the pork. I just don't understand the whole mass killing of chickens. Like how do you make killing a chicken? I mean, I'm still
Okay.
thinking on a farm, man. I'm thinking on a farm. You cut
Oh yeah.
the head off.
Yeah. And you basically do the same thing with chickens, but in a factory setting, they're given some sort of I don't know if they're what they use for anesthetization. And then they're put on a conveyor belt in order, and then they just cut their head off. They bleed out, but they never know that they're in danger. They never know the fear of dying.
Oh, so they are still cutting their heads off.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, but
Well,
they're never under that. Um,
they don't know.
yeah, they don't know, and
Well,
yeah,
it's no different if you go for surgery. They put you under.
yeah,
If you die, you don't know.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like in or I mean,
There's
I
no.
can't imagine feel any pain.
I mean, it's a little different for humans when we go into surgery because there's still that fear of death, right? But with animals, it's different. They don't have that fear of death until they're basically in the throes of death when the throat is cut or when their,
Right,
head is off.
right.
So it's a matter of keeping the animal as comfortable as possible, as long as possible, and not allowing them the fear of death. Which Mrs. Doe is right. It prevents the sudden surge of hormones to the meat, which can change the flavor.
Right. Well, I mean that must be why they're not doing it.
But that's the problem. They started doing it in accordance with rituals based on a custom. Now, forcing that on people is different. If you want to if you want to have a specific restaurant that but this is a chain restaurant that's supposed to serve everybody. Antibiotics for your
Well,
back pain? Why would he
I
what
think I
sorry.
mean it all comes down to money.
Oh yeah, well, to do it one way for half, and you can't with a chain, you can't change the procedure for part of the population. You either have to go all in or all out.
And that's what they've done.
Yeah, and they've made their choice, and I make my choice with my wallet just by not
Right,
supporting them.
right.
But again,
Well,
it's about knowledge, right? You have to
right.
know what they're doing for you to oppose it, and I'm not saying boycott them. Like, well, I prefer boycotting them just simply to show them that what they've done and how they're treating the animals is wrong. Because there was this.
But, but the perpetual buffering circle is not recommending anyone do that.
Yes. we say what do we say? What do we say again? 1 second here. We say patience is bandwidth. We don't rush, we don't stress, we reload.
So, so do you figure then, by what you're saying, that they've gone that way to appease
That is why
a wider,
a vast majority of immigrating individuals.
but, well, but it's not just that, because there's a lot of people that don't care.
Yeah, well, the apathy.
Right?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. You have to know,
I
and,
mean,
and that's
you care. You care, so they'll lose you. They lose your money.
yeah. Specifically, I mean, there's times when you really crave the old KFC, right?
Yeah.
But I don't order it. I'll order if I want a chicken burger, I will order it from Popeyes because Popeyes has this amazing chicken burger.
Well, see, but there's options, right?
Yeah.
And that's where, I mean, they had to make a conscious. I mean, somebody in the upper echelon decided it was better to make this move than to not,
Yeah.
based on financials, right? Like it's.
And yet Mary Brown's has a delicious chicken. So if I want chicken pieces, I'll order chicken pieces from Mary Brown's.
There you go.
I don't care for Popeye's chicken pieces. Well, and maybe it was just that they sent me all of the worst possible pieces all at once
Oh.
rather than a variety. Maybe it was just the personnel rather than the product. But
You may have to give them a second chance.
I may, yeah.
But I mean, do you have to give someone a second chance if you like what you're getting already?
No.
I mean, that's part of the whole, you know what, if you want my business, convince me somehow, because otherwise I'm not coming over there. And that's all advertising and marketing and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was first introduced to Mary Brown's when you lived on First Avenue.
First Avenue North, yep. Because we went
Yep.
and played, we got to go and play Pac-Man too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, how many times did we walk to the airport to play Pac-Man?
Oh my God. All the video
Like
games,
that.
yeah.
Like, think back to that. It's like we wanted to go
back-
play Pac-Man.
Like
So
we
we
were,
walked to the airport.
and we were less than 11 years old because I moved out of the park at 11. So we were less than 11 years old walking to the
and we
airport.
walked over to, I forget what the hotel was called at the time. Heritage Inn or it wasn't a Holiday Inn.
No, Heritage,
They
I
had
think
a-
you're right.
They had a machine in there too.
Yeah.
Saskatoon Inn never put a machine in.
Nope. And they by
Mind
the
you,
time
we were older.
Yeah,
At that point we were older, so we went in the other side.
Yeah, they put the right machine in for when we were there. They put in a nightclub
Esmeralda's.
with $2 toonies or $2
Tuesdays.
$2 Tuesdays, Toonie Tuesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays were tough.
Because yeah, that Tequila Tuesday, whoo-hoo. We killed a few
Crazy.
brain cells
Oh,
there.
I brought a tequila back from Mexico, and Michelle doesn't drink it. My neighbors, him and his wife do. So I went over and took my tequila over and had a drink with them, and it's, I mean, like no salt, no lime. This is just, you can sip it right out. It is awesome.
Oh.
It's
That's honestly, I don't like salt and lime with my tequila, no matter what tequila it is. I just like tequila.
yeah. Well, there's bad tequila, Bob. That's ooh.
Is there? Because what do I
Yeah.
get? I get Jose Cuervo Gold. I don't mind that.
No, nothing wrong with that. I'm saying there's some. Look it up. There's some very ugly tequila, man. I mean, there's tequilas you sip, and I mean tequilas you shoot,
Yeah.
and then there's tequilas that you hide with
Everything.
fruit drink or fruit juices and
You know,
like,
You're right, because even with some of the hidden ones, if the tequila's wrong, It just tastes wrong, even with the fancy fruit juice.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I mean they have to match because if they don't match, then it's
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry to hear
Horrible.
that, Birdie. I was wondering why they would put you on antibiotics for your back pain, but it's if there's an underlying, because that sounds like muscle problems rather than liver or kidney problems. But I understand now once you explain. I'm glad you're still walking around, but that's not too much information. Listen, we talk about all sorts of things here. It don't matter. Life is life. People poop. Okay, everybody poops.
Oh,
So
well, they do, and that's where fast food comes into play. It helps that whole process.
I'm just saying that you can't be high and mighty thinking about someone if they poop. You know, you're the same as me. I poop, you poop. I don't care if you're the president of the United States or the most or Jean-Claude Van Damme or I don't care who you are. You poop. I poop. We the same, brother.
Actually, I got to take a potty break. Um,
Speaking of,
but no, but you're talking about the whole thing there, and it's like, but you have to remember, Bob, there is one thing: women don't fart.
I challenge that. I live I live with a woman and she does fart. So yeah, no, it's one of those things where too much information really isn't a thing. I don't believe in that. I mean, you're sharing something that you might, if you feel like it's too much information and you don't want to share it, that's too much information. Um, because all in all, when it comes right down to it, we're all people, and you're if you feel like you want to share something because you need to get it off your chest, that's what we're here for, right? I mean, it's I feel bad that you're going through that, Birdie, because believe me, I've had kidney stones. They suck. They suck. Um, so I understand the back pain issues there. So I totally get it. That's not too much information for us. It's all about the level of comfort you have if you want to share it. So for us, I don't think there's anything that see, I don't get embarrassed. I just don't. Because I believe that there's nothing that should be off the table as long as the other person is comfortable talking about it. Because there's things we deal with that just need to be dealt with. I mean, I'm less comfortable with feelings and emotions and stuff like that that just don't fly with me so much. But physical pain, I got you for physical pain. I understand physical pain. I mean, the first time I had kidney stones, I thought I had a back pain, but I couldn't tell how bad it was because the pain in my arm is so bad. I couldn't tell exactly how bad the pain in my back was, and I needed surgery on the kidney stones after the fact. So, and I call it roto-rootering because that's what they do. They stick a laser up your doo doo, and oh, it was really kind of cool, right? So, when I had my kidney stones zapped, they gave me an epidural, which numbed me from like mid spine down. So I was actually fully awake as they're zapping the kidney stones, and I got to watch on the monitor, and I'm listening. The sounds that you hear in your own body when they're doing that, so wild. So yeah, it was quite the procedure. I'm not skittish and I'm not shy, so being awake when they're zapping my kidney stones, I was perfectly fine with it. Welcome back.
Whew, getting a little chilly again.
Yeah. Well, it only made it to 6 degrees here, 7 degrees here.
Well, I had to drag our driveway today, and like I mean, it was sunny, it was nice out, but I still needed a jacket on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully they figure out what's going on. hopefully it's not kidney or appendix related.
Well, I think the worst thing with any pain is not knowing what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that was the worst thing about my first set of kidney stones. I had no idea what was going on, why it was so uncomfortable. And I didn't realize how bad it was either. Well, you got a spider or something?
You know what? Well, I don't know what happened to I have two TVs out here, right? And like the bottom one just will not connect.
Huh. Weird.
That is weird. That's what I was doing that when we first started tonight.
Yeah.
So I put the ball game on the TV up top, but uh, the 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 shelf I made for it sticks out enough that I couldn't see the full score.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's where you need to just mount it. I mean, those mounts, if you I put a sheet, I don't know if you've seen. We mounted our 64-inch in the living room to the wall. But what I did before I mounted it was I got a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and made it big enough to go behind and be a solid base, and attached it to the joists. So that way I didn't have to attach um, the the mount itself to the joists. I just had to attach it to the sheet of 3/4 inch plywood, which was more than enough to accommodate the TV. Um, so it's easy enough if you don't want to look like you want to enough that you can get a couple. You want to hit both joists on either side, but if you can, that's the way I'd recommend to do it.
Right.
And then you just buy a what did I get the mount for? $80, but it's a big mount because it's a 64-inch TV. It's also not a flat mount. It's on a hinge where it can pull out and swivel as well. So
Well, I should get one of those because lots of times I'll have something on in the background here,
yeah,
and I'll be over doing some stuff with the wood. So I probably could use one of those.
yeah, and you don't even have to. We painted ours the same color as our wall, so you can't actually see the board behind it, but it's there.
Well, actually, the first place I bought in Saskatoon, I did that because the bracket I had didn't hit the 2x4s.
Well, and it's so much easier just
Or
to
it didn't hit the studs. So I had to put a backing behind it, and of course,
yeah,
I painted the color as the wall.
yeah, it just makes sense. It's just easier that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, I wasn't going to spend a whole bunch of money to make it look all pretty and everything. It's like, no, I just want it on the wall for now.
yep. Ours
And that's
we
kind of why these are on the bench they are. It's like, I just wanted it and I wanted it there now. And
yeah.
and I had a lot of scrap wood to use up.
There you go. Yeah, that's always handy.
Actually, I'm out now. I'm to the point now where I'm starting to do things and I actually have to go buy the wood.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, I was downstairs cleaning the printers last week, and I'm looking and I'm going, you know, I really kind of want to make myself a shelf for filament. Now, Mrs. Doe sent and I don't store my filament outside of a crate, except if it's still in the original box, because I have a lot of backup filament as well, because I kind of went crazy at one point. But I have 4 storage crates with filament, like what do I have? 3, 6, 7, 8, about 10, about 10 in each. So I have 4 of those shelves that I can use the existing shelf that we have down there and just move one of the shelves up and have it just fit those. But then that means I have nothing to put the unopened boxes on either. And I was thinking of having the uh, two sets of crates and then a smaller storage for just the single boxes. but I think I might just reuse what I got and move the. Well, I think I have a picture. Did I take a picture? Let's have a peek.
Well,
See.
I'm always been in the mindset, I don't go buy something if I have it or can
Yeah,
make it.
there we go. Well, here, I'll send you this picture. Messenger, Darren.
But I mean, the stuff I'm doing out here, I mean, it's in the garage, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's things I put up out here that I would never put up in the house.
there we go. I sent
Like
you the picture.
I mean, our house and my garage are like day and night. Oh yeah, okay, I got it.
Yeah. There, and I sent you the picture of like I cleaned off the table too. Like it's now the table just has stuff on it for my printing, and then there's my printers right there. Now let's see. You'll go missing for a second here, and I'll just grab this and pull this over here, and then I'll put you back up. There you are. And I'm gonna go into Messenger here, and I should be able to. Oh, let's
You're not really using your basement much more for anything other than your own personal use, right?
yeah, right now, yeah. See, and that's the shelf I'm talking about right there, and I can just move that top shelf up and have four of those crates on there with a little room on the side. Right now I have some stuff on there that doesn't need to be there. That brown shelf actually needs to come upstairs to the living room, where because that has all our Wii games on it and controllers, and the Wii's are upstairs.
Ah,
The Wii is upstairs, but there's a mess behind it too. So, but yeah, there's the printers there as I'm cleaning them. You know things are getting serious when you break out the trouble light, eh?
yes, yeah. Gotta see what you're doing, right?
Well, in that case, what I was doing was I was removing a scraper from the back of the small P1S and replacing it with a better wiper. So yeah, and there's you can see the boxes of filament up on the shelf back there.
Right. So are the printers where kind of almost where your coffee station was?
No, the coffee station is right behind it, right behind the tables there, where the globe is, and the printers are just to the right of this picture. They're against the wall of my shop. If I go back here, I'm sitting
not
on
sure.
I'm sitting on that chair right there. And I'm looking to my left.
Where
I'm
was your
direct
desk? Where was your
right where
desk?
actually this I'm
Like
my
when you were
desk
down there with the computer set,
my desk was right here.
where
This
the
along
printer.
where well part of it was where the printers were, but the other part was that where my monitors and my computer was is where this all of this extra filament was. You kind of see the
Oh, okay.
shelf that was above my
I got
desk. Yeah.
I get it. So then your coffee station would have been a little to the left of where the printers are.
Yeah, and you can I'll make it bigger here for a second. Where are we? Oh, I gotta go to this screen. You can kind of see it. There's the water heater right there. Oh, right there. Right behind the clogged AMS that I have. Right to the right of the globe here.
Yeah, I do see it now. Sorry, now that helps.
Yeah. So, yeah, things are.
Guys are old too, Bob.
Sorry, yeah. So things are moving around down there, but it's going to be much better as we get things unpacked and put away properly. Because everything from up in this room, when Melody moved me up to this room, had to go downstairs, but we haven't. And all the books came out of the living room, and we had to move the books downstairs, and it was just a lot of work, and we're still working on it.
Right. But
So
that's okay. No rush, right? Like,
not
work at
really.
your own.
Yeah. Now that I'm kind of waiting for Lynn to be old enough to say I don't want to sleep in the living room. I'd like my own space, because then downstairs can be if she wants to go downstairs and sleep downstairs, there's a bathroom right there. You know, there's not much she can get into.
Yeah. No, I mean, that works too, right? And let's face it, for a kid, that's a big deal because she's got the whole floor to herself, right?
She's gonna have her own TV too, really.
Oh, that would, yeah, yeah, that'd be a
She's
big deal.
she's got a 55-inch TV down there.
Yeah, yeah, she'd be fine.
I mean, it's as big as the one they have in their house. Not as big
Oh,
one.
goodness me.
Yeah, it's not as big as the one
Yeah.
as I have up here, but plus, I
Right.
mean, she's got the electric recliners down there too. I don't think she understands what she's going to be walking into when she gets old enough to say she wants her own space.
Yeah, she's gonna be okay.
She's going to be happy. You know what? You
Yeah.
know what? I'll come over for a sleepover. Can I sleep downstairs? Excuse me. And we just bought that couch up here to make it easier, so that they weren't sleeping on a foam on the floor anymore.
Right.
So, and it's easy enough. I think I sent you a picture of them actually doing the making the bed themselves, which is so much fun. I love that they love that.
Well, it's kind of a little bit of ownership, right?
Yeah. Yeah, ownership, and you know, they take she takes on the responsibility like wholeheartedly. And I love that.
That's pretty cool. Yep.
Well, even Bobby was so excited to do it. He said, "Goes, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're here for the sleepover." And he goes, "Can we go to bed now?" No, it's not time to go to bed.
Well, it yeah, it's a big deal for little ones, right?
Yeah, yeah, that made me very happy to get it then.
I think we'll probably be doing a sleepover pretty soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
well, it's a little different. Our scenario might be a little different, but like, because we'd probably have them come for a weekend, right? Or, I mean, I know you've done weekends, but
yep,
um, I mean, the distance is probably the same, but
yep.
how far is Moose Jaw for you?
Well, 45 minutes,
Oh,
something like that.
yeah, so you're probably actually a half hour closer than
Yeah,
me.
we're a little closer. Yeah, but we
Yeah.
still keep them for a weekend or an hour. Okay. I didn't think it took that long. Maybe I drive a little faster. I don't know. But yeah, we keep them for as long as we can. I mean, we just love spending time with them.
Yeah. Well, part of our problem is like we still work too much to,
Yeah.
you know,
See, and that's the thing.
for us, they could really only come on a weekend.
And that's the
Or
thing
sorry,
where,
or my 2 days off.
yeah, where I can, because I don't work, and they're old enough now that it's not a real big strain on me to have them here. So
Right.
that makes it even easier.
No, that makes sense.
So if they come, it's cool. I mean, let's be honest, Lynn is a big help when she comes.
Well, she's old enough now, right?
Yeah, Bobby will get there, but Lynn is great to have around. I mean, even when she was younger, she wants to help. She's so willing to help.
That's
So
awesome.
I love that. Yeah. She's a great kid. Love that kid.
Good.
Bobby will get to that point, but he wants to help too. Like you can see it with him too.
It's not capable yet.
And time is something I have. All they need is food and time for something yeah, he's learning. He's
Yeah,
getting there.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, and if his sister's setting a good example, that's a really big That's where he's
Well,
going to get most of it from, to be honest.
honestly, I think that can be as much of a deterrent too, because you know how siblings are, right?
Oh,
So,
yes.
they want to do exactly the opposite of what their sibling is doing, because whether it's good or not, they just don't want to be that person. And so sometimes I think that that hinders as much as helps. But there is a point in their life where it will be a net benefit. But I think he's getting past that because he's just annoying her lately.
Oh, well, that's probably only going to get worse as they get a little older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, when I had them over to with Chris and the kids come over to get rid of all the old boxes that I didn't need in the basement anymore so we could
Right.
make room for stuff. Both of them were so helpful. It was just great. They're both running boxes up and down the stairs, and I'm going, thank God.
Well, and like for the whatever they could handle as far as weight, because they were empty, you're saying, right?
Yeah, most of them were pretty empty. Yep, pretty much
Yeah.
empty.
So I mean, the kids would have been just probably loving it.
Yeah, but of course, being us, I probably would have wanted to take a whole arm load up at a time rather than have to walk up and down for every single load of boxes, every
Right.
2 3 boxes. And we
Right.
got rid of a lot of stuff too. I mean, there were a lot of boxes, but it
I
needed to
mean,
be
I
done.
get to take that into account when you're having little ones help you, right?
Yeah. Well, and I love the energy of youth. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that they're great for. They have that unending energy right until the end of the day when they crash. Whereas we get to the point where we're just tired, we're done. Not tired to sleep, but I'm tired, I'm done.
But I'm finding that's kind of the way I work now, Bob, to be honest.
How's that? You work until you crash?
No, well, yeah, actually, yeah, but that's not what I was meaning. Um, no, the jobs, I have to break them down into smaller chunks,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah, me too. It's definitely not one of the things that we're used to anymore. It used to be you just go
No,
go go with that unending energy, especially when when you're used to doing everything. But now I'm thinking about even doing the next task. Like when I did the computer or did the printers, I cleaned them both and then recalibrated them. But that was all I could do. That was the extent that I had in me. Um, there was no more I could do. I'd gone down a couple days before and cleaned off the table so that it wasn't something that I had to do the same day I had to do the printers. You know, you're right. You do it in stages because I needed the space to clean the printers, but I couldn't do them both at the same time.
well, and like I set my daily goals with that in mind too.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, I'm kind of generous with myself in a way. I mean, I set my goals fairly low, but I always try to do more though,
Yeah, and
because some days are just tougher, and so you
yeah,
don't get as much, right?
yeah. It made me really happy that I had chosen to break up the cleaning of the table and the cleaning of the printers
Right.
because by the time I was done the printers, I was wiped out. My arm was nuts. And it's not that the cleaning of the printers takes a lot, but trying to reach in a small space and especially to get your hands. Did I ever send you the pictures of the cleaning? Like I got that little I think I
You
might
may
have.
have. I think you were while you were pointing out the two printer heads or something, and
Oh, I don't see it. No, I don't think I did, as a matter of fact. Well, I was pointing out the two heads, but one of the things that's really crazy is, oh no, not AI images. I just want to upload an image. Thank you very much. There. Um, and I'll show the chat as well, just so they know what we're talking about here. Let's go in here. No, let's go here. So what
Well,
I
you showed
did.
me that.
Oh, okay. I thought I did. I found these things online and getting deep into. Oh yeah, we were talking about sausage fingers. That's right.
Yes.
Getting deep into that channel to get that threaded rod, because you can see it's kind of gritty in there. The threaded rod itself is a little gritty, but this thing cleaned it so nicely. So I've made things easier to do, like tried to make cleaning as easy as possible. But it still takes a fair bit out of you.
Well, and it everyone's different in what their levels are, right?
Yeah,
And it also depends not even necessarily levels, but what you're doing.
yeah,
Like the biggest thing, my whole life, I've never had any issues with my back. I've been lucky,
yeah,
but I can't say that anymore. Well, I don't have any problems per se, but I can't do a lot of raking. I can't do a lot of shoveling. I can't do everything's got to be in smaller portions. Otherwise, my
yeah.
back gets sore or the muscles get sore.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah,
and this year was a weird year. I actually, because it snowed late in the year, I actually went out and shoveled the snow with an electric. Like I think I told you, I got a power, um, DeWalt powered electric shovel, which actually went really quite well, but it was still a lot of work. There's only so much I could do.
I mean that thing still has a lot of weight to it.
Well, I was lifting it all with my left arm, which technically it's really not as heavy as you'd imagine.
Right.
But I would just, I figured out the method I need to use to do it, and that's to lift it and just kind of let because it was heavy. I was telling you how big the head was, right? And the fact that the head's like so big, but the blade is only this big, and but the snow was above the top of the head, so I had to figure out a way to use the snowblower or snow thrower that wouldn't get it clogged up, right? So yeah. But it worked, and I was happy about that because
Yeah,
every
I accidentally ran over an extension cord with mine.
that's what you said.
Yeah, I highly recommend not doing that.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah,
I,
but yours is cordless, right?
cordless, yep, battery powered.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
would,
you're fine there. But I mean, I was happy with mine. It was an older one, so it was kind of heavy,
yeah,
and I probably wasn't using it correctly, to be honest.
yeah.
But it worked fine.
I do have
I was
a
quite, I was quite bummed when I wrecked it.
I do have a corded one, which I think I might leave. I might keep. I was thinking of selling it to get rid of it, but I think I might keep it anyways, just in case. Because honestly, this one worked a lot better than I thought, and I didn't give the other one a real chance. So I think I'll keep it around just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends what it's worth, right? I
Yeah.
mean, if you can get some money for it now, I'd say get the money, and if something goes wrong with that one, well, go get another one.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't want to have to replace it. I don't want to run out and have to replace it on the fly and have to maybe spend more.
Gotcha.
So if I
Yeah,
have a backup,
on that
I'm
safety
okay.
back. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get it.
Welcome back, Shell. So yeah, 90 degrees. That's
90
nice.
degrees, that's a nice temperature.
Yeah, I would take 90.
I would take 90
So
because that's got to be about, that'd be around 28, wouldn't it? Or maybe even a
90.
little lower. A little
Um,
warmer, maybe 25.
yeah, I think it's warmer. Let's go to the Google. C to F. 32.
Wow, that's oof, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I knew it
Hot.
was warmer. It's hot. Yeah, see, and we're sitting here at, let's see, let's go 7 at 44.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mhm. Yeah, kind of a difference.
So, Shell, are you joining our cult? And it's no, it's not cult of Jones barbecue and foot massage. It is the cult of perpetual buffering circle. It's a pretty good cult. You'll like it. So, going back to cults,
Serenity now.
why do people join cults? We got to meaning and community, troubled backgrounds, difficult fitting in society. They might feel mainstream culture. See, it's a good cult. It's perhaps now is our mantra because and that you got to hit a reload button. We need a, I can 3D print like a mechanical keyboard button and have it go perhaps now and press it.
No, really?
I can. I could build that. Have a perpetual buffering circle on the top that says perhaps now in the middle and press it every time you feel like you need to. Oh, okay, that's funny.
That is pretty good. Yeah.
They might also feel
So many
mainstream.
options.
Well, there's so many options. They might also feel mainstream culture has no place for them and nothing of spiritual value to offer either. Well, mainstream culture doesn't have a lot to offer anybody, really. Former cult members often describe the long lasting sense of loneliness and nihilism they felt before becoming part of something bigger than themselves. Now, nihilism is a philosophy that rejects values and the valuation of society, places, and people, objects, and life, and states everything is meaningless. Just so we understand what nihilism is. And that's what honestly society has to offer you is nothing really means anything.
I see
Um,
where you're.
so cults encourage them to put down their defenses and accept strange elements of their new community just for the sake of community and worth, some sort of worth. So that's interesting because yeah, if you're looking for value in society, you're not going to really find it. You need to find value outside of society. And people are always looking for something to believe in. Um, I'm
Well,
more of a,
that's what happens with gangs too, right?
yeah, exactly. Well, the sense of belonging. I mean,
Right.
I don't feel like I belong to society. I don't feel like I'd be a good fit with society anymore. Um, but I also don't believe that I'm gonna fly on a meteorite or that an alien gave somebody the key to life. So, and let's talk loneliness. I mean, I usually spend a lot of time alone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm ripe for cultivation. But I think I'll join my own cult. I
You'll
like the
just make
cult of perpetual buffering.
you'll just make your own.
I'll make my own cult.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate, Birdie. So yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
that was actually a pretty good article by Masterclass. they did strike on a lot of things that I think they missed a bunch of stuff. But at the same time, how do you get into everything? The complete psychological profile of a cult member, right?
Well, there's also, like you could diagnose someone as being psychotic or a sociopath, or, I mean, okay, so that kind of covers like who they are. That doesn't tell you how they're going to act all the time.
No, no, it doesn't.
I mean, you know what we should, I mean, it's a little early, but we should actually throw it out there as far as, because we have a hard time picking a topic for next week.
Is there something people would like to talk about for next week? I mean, we'll just sit here and talk next week, but you got to give me
Yeah.
some sort of idea so I can create a product. Otherwise, you're going to end up with more feet sauce.
Or, yeah, well, or, I mean, I've told you this. I use you as a little bit of an information hub. Maybe someone's just got a question out there, and if we talk about it, maybe more information comes out about it, right?
Yep, absolutely. I'm all about
That's not-
learning.
That wouldn't be a horrible idea either. Not
Depends
that-
on
I
how
mean-
your week goes. Yeah, see, I'm willing to talk about anything really, and I think I when Bertie was saying when she was venting about her back problems, that was too much information. And I don't know if you heard any of it, but I explained the procedure to roto-root my kidney stones.
Oh,
See,
well,
I
I've
don't
heard the story. I know the story.
see, I don't get embarrassed really, so it's not a problem for if there's sensitive topics or something like that. I'll try and handle them as gently as possible.
Yeah.
But it's me. You're going to get what you
Well,
get.
that's an individual kind of a thing too, though. So, I mean, people deal with things a little differently, or
Yeah.
are
I
embarrassed by things, or
Yeah,
or
and that's what I said. If
little-
the only things that are off topic is if you're too embarrassed to talk about it. Really, it's
Right.
your comfort
That's a
level.
good point. Yep, that's a
Yeah.
very good point. Yep.
I don't know how genetic kidney stones are, but I guess there's a genetic component, I would imagine, because
You would think so.
yeah, because all of our components are. Well, that's good to hear. See, we got two of the blue here in with back pain going on. Shell's got back
Yeah.
pain. And what did you fall or something again, Shell, or is this just ongoing? Well, hopefully they can figure something out for you, Bertie. It'd be nice to feel a little different, a little more mild scoliosis and osteoarthritis. That's right. You did say that before.
We talked about the arthritis.
Yeah. I couldn't remember because Shell, when I think of you, Meatball, I think of you falling down the steps and stuff. So don't get me wrong. I just think you've hurt yourself again. Just so you know, my nickname for Shell is Meatball. Because she used to come into chat and she'd say, "Cloudy with a chance of Shell." And I'm going, "Wait, you're a meatball?" Because Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, right? She's a meatball. Oh, there you go, Sir Birdie. Well, good luck. I hope they can do what they can do for you and do the best for you. That little short, stubby bottle of the Jones barbecue sauce is kind of driving me nuts.
Oh, why is that?
It's just so unusual because you usually have a longer neck, but I'm sitting here thinking about it and I'm going, you might get actually more barbecue sauce out of it by having a short neck.
Oh, well, it'd just be easier to deal with.
Yeah,
What I'm kind of thinking.
maybe. Yes, you do have accidents, Shell. I know you do. That's always my first thought is, how did Shell hurt herself last time? Because when I broke my foot, she goes, "You got to stop doing what I do." So I'm going, I didn't mean to do what you do. That's was not my intention. I was just carrying a box downstairs, missed a step.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I told you about this though, didn't I? When I went and saw the orthopedic surgeon, and he goes, "So what happened?" And I said, "Want to see?" And he goes, "I'll look at your foot in a moment, in a minute." No, no. I said, "You want to see the accident?" He goes, "What? Did somebody record it?" No, I did. I have security cameras, and they just took a picture of me falling. And the fall is actually, it looks horrible. Like it looks like I should have hurt way more than I did. Because just the way I fell, it looked uncomfortable. It was not fun to watch, even for me the second time.
Well, were you trying to protect
My right
your
arm.
arm and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah.
that's why I felt the way I felt the way I did.
No, that makes sense.
Bilateral gas reduce the chronic pain and stiffness. Now it's loose more in cracks and okay. That's crazy, Birdie. Knocking on wood. Yeah, you want to jinx yourself, Shell.
Yeah, that's well, she said she's knocking on wood, so
Yeah, that's
that'll fix everything. It's all good.
yeah. We're not superstitious here, but we would like you to join our cult, the cult of perpetual buffering circle.
Hmm.
We do have some very, very good mantras. Um, Perhaps now is one of them. Have you tried restarting yourself? It works sometimes. Patience is bandwidth. Most kids are clumsy, but there are certain things that will affect it more than others. So anybody out there, what do you say? What do you want to talk about next week? Because we're sitting here, we got about 15 minutes left to go in this episode, and we want to
I
get
bet you
some
my cup
input.
is ready.
If we don't get any input, it could go off the rails again next week.
It could. It probably would anyways. I mean,
Hey,
whoever picks a topic is not really going to change
or you're going to give us a
where
starting point.
where our squirrelitis takes us.
You want to touch down on movie trailers? Any particular movie trailers we should watch that you want our rundown on? Are we going to are we going to Siskel and Ebert this shit?
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
Oh, no, we
I
don't
don't
want
mind
to.
that.
Oh, no. Oh, this could be very bad. I'm going to be very unpopular if we do that.
No, but that's okay. We talked about narrowing it down, so you could narrow it down to something like, "What's your favorite movie line?" Or
Well, upcoming movies she's talking about. I don't know.
oh,
There's one that's specifically upcoming that I can't touch on because no,
and you know what?
I
It
am
would
gonna hurt.
be
I'm gonna hurt some feelings if I do.
I have no idea what's coming up.
There's a new Troy movie coming up.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want to know who the lead is?
Oh no.
I gotta look it up. I can't remember
I think I do now.
its name.
Oh no.
Oh, it's the Odyssey. Yeah. No, that's not the one. That's Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was just mistaken.
I mean, because in movies, like I understand that's not where that was going, but I mean, you could do like, oh, there's so many different genres, and
Oh yeah. I mean, we could get in. I mean, if we're gonna do movies, let's be honest. I'm a movie nut. I've watched a lot of movies. I am a movie connoisseur.
we have to go older because I don't know very many new ones.
Oh wow. But we could always during the week you could watch a couple trailers of upcoming movies and we can discuss them.
I suppose I could. Where would I watch them though?
Um,
YouTube?
yeah, probably.
Because I don't have any TV, right? I mean, we only stream, so
Okay, people, you gotta give us a couple movies that you're thinking of looking into or you want to see, um, so that we know
I
what
mean,
to look up.
I could definitely watch the trailers. You're right.
Yeah, that's only like 3-4 minutes out of your time.
Oh, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, as long as it's on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, well, so now should we pick two?
I'm going to look of the 2026 movies.
I was gonna say someone's gonna have to point some out because I don't know what's out.
Okay. Well, there's some big names include Toy Story 5, Supergirl.
Oh, actually, Toy Story 5. Let's do that one.
Oh, Mortal Kombat 2. Me lucky. Hmm. Um, wow, they're coming out with a Street Fighter movie.
They're doing a lot of the games now, eh?
Yeah. Well, gaming is huge.
Yep. I mean, I think we had a few back in the day, but
Oh, what?
I don't think they were very good.
Well, and it's a different time right now. So, let's look this one because this, if it's what I think it is, it's a live action animated legal comedy. It's called Wile E. Coyote versus not Wile E, but it's Coyote versus Acme because Acme is always the stuff that he used to
Yeah.
buy stuff from.
Yeah.
Woody is no more. Wait a minute. We'll get to that one, but yeah, we'll definitely do Toy Story 5. But I
But you know
think
what? I don't know if we should now because I think I am way out of lunch to everything that's going on.
you have opinions about Mortal Kombat. Mortal
Maybe,
Kombat.
maybe not Toy Story 5.
Are you not caught up?
I'm not caught up.
Oh, so we can't do Toy Story 5. Toy Story 5's out.
All right, I'll have to do some catching up on that. Well, what was that Coyote versus Acme?
It is a Wile E. Coyote movie. Oh, we're definitely doing that one. I'm gonna.
Okay. Writing that down.
Oh, there's another Evil Dead. I'm an Evil Dead fan.
I don't think I know that.
Is the problem is whether they have the right people. Let's see here. I'm just gonna close my cults because we're done with cults. I'm gonna close that. I'm just gonna actually send you a list as we're speaking, Darren. So we're gonna do. Are you on the Mortal Kombat? Have you watched Mortal Kombat?
No. And you know what? I was never a big fan of the game either, so I would really have to.
Okay, the movies were much better than the game was. The
Oh, okay.
movies were okay.
How many are there now?
Um, I'm not even sure, but I'm just gonna send a list of whatever we do. But yeah, I looked at the IMDb for Coyote versus Acme, and there's Wile E. Coyote sitting in the back seat, so it's definitely a Wile E. Coyote movie, and I'm down for that. The new Resident Evil movie, and yeah, I'm still not. I like Resident Evil. I'm caught up for the most part, but after the final episode with Mila Jovovich, I thought they were going to be done. So, Sir Wallace agrees on what, Shell? Yeah, it is Wile E. Coyote. I noticed that. Evil Dead Burn.
Is there a new Hunger Games out? Is that what Shell's talking about?
Maybe. I'll look in a second here.
I think I might be behind on that then.
Yeah, and I think sequels are hard because we may not have the um watched the original Evil Deads.
I mean, I guess you could. I mean,
Oh yeah, I've watched the original Evil Deads with Bruce Campbell, but unless Bruce Campbell's in it, I'm not interested. Bruce Campbell is the man, the myth, the legend. This is my boomstick.
oh, we can't do Star Wars.
No, that's too polarizing.
Well, I am so far out. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
I
not
did
I'm
not.
not even talking about the Devil Wears Prada too. I didn't like the Devil Wears Prada one. That's a chick flick. I ain't down.
There are so many out there. I don't even know if I could catch up.
Oh yeah, and that's the problem. A lot of these um are sequels to stuff that you may not even have watched, right? Sunrise on the Reaping, what's that?
Well, I mean, for me, one of the attractions about Star Wars was always there's only 3 shows.
Yeah, it didn't go on forever.
Right.
Oh, that's
But
the okay. Are you caught up with the Hunger Games?
I'm not sure how many are there.
That's a great question. Um,
Like I enjoyed the originals for sure.
yeah, I think this is the newest one since the whatever trilogy there was.
Oh,
Three
oh,
plus the
oh,
prequel.
the prequel. Oh yeah, I'd do that one.
Okay,
I
yeah,
like the Hunger Games.
yeah,
I'd do that.
yeah. Well, I'd be looking forward to watching this one too with the Hunger Games.
Okay. No, those are perfect. That's awesome.
I'm putting them right in our chat too. I'm listing them in our Facebook chat.
Okay.
What is Project Hail Mary? I'm curious now.
Wow. The only thing I know about Hail Mary is the football pass.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this one's a sci-fi drama. Oh yeah, it's in space.
Hunger Games one?
Sorry,
Which one are you referring to?
Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, okay.
I like space movies too. It's a drama though. It's a kind of a dark comedy. I like Gosling because he does do a little bit of comedy within his acting too. So I'm gonna add that one. Project Hail Mary.
You want to do three?
Yeah, let's do at least three. Because we may not find a lot to talk about. We may find more than we can do more and not get to them all, but if we have less, we might run out of.
Oh, I'm sure we can fit them in somehow. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna watch them just before
Oh,
our
and I will
chat,
too.
because otherwise I will just, ugh,
You want
I
it
will
fresh. Yeah, you want it
I
fresh.
will-
So I'll probably do it the morning of. Interesting. What else do we have listed
Oh, I
there?
see what you were saying to me. I got you. I wrote them down, but that's okay.
There we go. Yeah, because I'm definitely interested in the Hunger Games.
Well, I'm actually kind of interested in Coyote versus Acme too,
Oh,
to
me
be
too.
honest.
Yeah, yeah, that was one as soon as I saw it, I'm going, okay, I'm not a huge fan of live action, but some things you kind of just want to see.
I don't know if I sent it to you. So this guy was doing a comedy stand-up about Looney Tunes.
Oh, really?
Did I send you that?
I don't know that you did.
Thought I did. It was hilarious. I didn't see it, then probably not. See? Now the trick is, where did I? Hmm. Who had that I?
I'm seeing the going to IMDb and I'm seeing the big list of summer movies 2026. Oh, Deep
Yeah,
Water. I heard about Deep Water.
wish I'd have sent that to you because it was funny. It was good.
Wait, did they remake Labyrinth with David Bowie? Or from David Bowie?
Yeah, I don't know what I did with that. Oh well. Alrighty, well, I better go have my supper.
Okie dokie. Oh, I guess it is that time of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join our cult. Not the cult of Jones Barbecue and Massage, but the cult of the perpetual buffering circle. Where are we over here? Let's move there. And you know what? We'll outro to we're gonna outro. We're gonna end the scene, end scene, and we're gonna outro to some hugging music.
Hugging music?
Yeah, the hugs music.
Oh, okay.
Night, everybody.